Hi, my name is Brett Anderson and I'm the State Manager for RS Components, looking after WA and SA. I'm here with Dave Farquharson, the WA State Representative for Fluke Australia, to speak about the Fluke and RS Components offer. So Dave, how are Fluke being innovative with technology?
You know, that's ongoing. Fluke's an innovative company. They're bringing out 5 to 10 products per year, depending what their R&D labs are next tasked with. They're forever evolving in terms of test and measurement, and you know, some of the big players that are around nowadays is the optimization of electrical networks. We're seeing electrical vehicles come into play all around the world. We're seeing charging stations, we're seeing energy renewables play a major role. We're looking at the carbon footprint with concern. So we have a whole lot of power loggers and power quality analyzers that play a huge role in what's currently happening and what's going to happen. And we find that if you trend data while it's good data, you can then start seeing when things are not going so well in your electrical grid system, and you can start taking action and optimizing the system and making the electrical grid a better place to be in.
I see you've got some ultrasonic technology here, the II900. Can you explain a bit how that's beneficial to an industry?
Yeah, so this is a particular product that you refer to, Brett. Ultrasonic technology is new to industry. It's like the tip of the iceberg. What it does is it uses a whole array of ultrasonic microphones here with a camera in the center, and we can image and view what we can't actually hear. So it's beyond our hearing, and we can see it where the source is coming from, superimposed on the actual image, which can be a video or it can be a photograph. And it will find things like air leaks and vacuum leaks, which cost industry a lot of money if they aren't resolved. We have a second version of this unit, II910, and that has an extended frequency range where we are able to see and detect early stages of corona and partial discharge. Those are two phenomena that happen in high voltage systems. So again, innovative technology, seeing things you can't see and making decisions on how to move forward with a maintenance program thereafter.
What is the target industry for the II900?
The target industry for the II900 is twofold depending on the model. One is for the high voltage guys to look at corona and partial discharge, two phenomena that are needed on high voltage systems. And the other model is to look for leaks in compressed air and gas and vacuums. And that's a lot in the manufacturing process. If you can spot all those leaks that are normally cascaded together and go untreated, you can save yourself lots of dollars. It's expensive to make compressed air. It's even more expensive to buy a second and third compressor because you haven't found the faults on the first system. This type of product, it will pinpoint them without much understanding of the actual user of the instrument. Very intuitive, just point and shoot.
How is thermal imaging beneficial to maintenance programs?
You know, we use thermal imaging in a whole lot of different categories of measurement, whether it's bearings for the mechanical guys, conveyor belt systems, when you also have a look at things like switchboards and high voltage systems. So electrically, it's also used for evaluating that. You actually see temperature in the form of thermal, and at the end of the day, whether it's an architect even looking at how efficiency certain insulations are in buildings, it's got use in that area, so it's used across a broad spectrum of applications. In this particular one I have here, we've added a 4x infrared telephoto lens. You know, you want to be at safe distances from high voltages, but you still got to get up and close to see where the detail fault is. So, you know, adding lenses, adding Wi-Fi connection, adding a whole lot of features that make it much easier for you in the field to use. It almost becomes automated and you can't lose data. And again, with the technologies involved, we actually have Wi-Fi, and that can be put onto an app on your phone, and you can spool the information to that and get it through to a software program where we can analyze and report on all the activities we found for the day. Again, baseline trending is brilliant. It's good to know what heat signatures come off machines when they're working well, because when they start misbehaving or tending towards a fault, you can pick up those differences, and that will highlight what area to pay attention to.
Where is Fluke going with new technologies?
Fluke are constantly evolving in terms of new technologies. As it evolves and becomes available, we insert it into our pieces of equipment. We're having a lot of wireless feedback to iPhones, and we have a Fluke Connect type of patented technology where we can report back to devices that could be housed in, let's say, switchboards and rotating equipment, robotics, areas where you don't want to be around when it's functional. And we wirelessly report our measurements back to an iPhone or a smart device.
What are new Fluke products in the pipeline, and what industries are they targeting?
In the pipeline is all about renewables. The whole world is becoming very sensitive towards energy and how we use it and how we optimize the usage of it. And the new products rolling out are definitely focused on that kind of technology. And that goes across all types of industry: manufacturing, mining, oil and gas, you name it, we're there. In terms of process and control, you want calibrated, reliable measurements taking place so that you can get bottling plants and you can get anything in the food and beverage industry. Anywhere where there's a process taking place, you want to be assured your measurements are okay and they are calibrated and verified on an ongoing basis so your product comes out as best as it can be made. That's dealing with the manufacturing side. In the oil and gas and mining industry, it's more about a lot of vehicles are becoming electrically controlled, and they're becoming autonomous now. And so they run 24/7, very small windows of maintenance opportunities. So the idea is to try and do maintenance on the fly, but without hindering the process and without endangering those that are using the test equipment.
So Dave, how does Fluke assist in reliability?
Reliability, it's an interesting one because we now have reliability engineers, condition monitoring engineers. The idea is to try and stop something before it breaks. Keeping everything rolling needs quite a lot of monitoring points. You need data acquisition, you need to do a lot of baselining. And when you've got all that covered, you can soon see and realize that something's not going so well, a certain signal's deteriorating. And then it's those type of engineers that can, get a scheduled maintenance program into place. And once that's done, you'll find that the plant runs smoother and it runs for more hours. And optimization ultimately is the name of the game.
So Dave, does Fluke offer on-site demonstrations for your products?
We will go wherever the customer needs us to go. So the answer of that, short and easy, is yes. We welcome that because a lot of our equipment's built and designed in laboratories, and that's not the real world. So even specifications I've found are ambiguous to the customer, and the best way to get it out there is to actually do proof of the pudding acid test, and we will set up something on site as proof of concept.
Do Fluke offer training across Australia?
Fluke have several training programs. Some of them I know we've involved yourself in. But at the end of the day, the customer needs the training, and it's better done when there's proof of concept and it's on their very own plant or apparatus. Because at the end of the day, if you do training in a laboratory, you don't get the real world situation. So we're very much out there in the face of industry, roll up the sleeves and do some decent proof of concept, and the product will speak for itself.
RS Components have always been happy to travel to our sites, both local and regional. Are Fluke happy to assist us in travelling to those sites to do demonstrations?
I've been doing that for years. So yeah, happy to travel. That's where, if that's where the business takes place and that's where the decision making is, then we're out there. And I mean, you guys involve us fully on that front. We need to be out with you guys, seeing all those diversified sites. Won't only be mining, it will be oil and gas, it will be manufacturing, hospitals, utilities, you name it. We have all the new products available, so very often customers are getting by with our traditional test and measurement equipment, and they don't even know that there's new products out there. They don't even know that they should be using these to shortcut testing processes and make sure that they can get the system running well on their plant. And so, yeah, we're there with you. If you're going out into the field, I'm there, my colleagues are there, we'll give you that support.
Safety has always been at the forefront for Fluke. How is this continuing?
Yes, Fluke hangs its hat on safety. Wherever we go, we're thinking safe. We're making products that are category rated for the high energy levels of that industry. Even our solar meter that we've just produced, it's 1,500 volts, and in a CAT environment that suits that industry. That's a world first, and it's there to protect the user at the end of the day. Another type of innovation we have is this particular clamp meter, where you don't have to make contact with voltage anymore. Up in here in the jaw, we actually sense current, which is what a clamp meter does, but we also sense voltage, AC voltage. So without actually touching or engaging with a live circuit, we can clamp around a particular conductor and we can get those readings. Even added to that, this is a Fluke Connect device, so that we can actually remotely have a look at what it's seeing on our iPhone. So any smart device with our app can talk to this, and then from a distance, we can gather all the data safely.
Thanks very much for your time today, Dave. Really appreciate your support with Fluke Australia and RS Components. I look forward to joining you on site soon to demonstrate some Fluke products.